Hello there, and welcome to part 15 of the Ultimate Guide to Dark Souls. So, in this part we will be doing the Catacombs. Now, for the Catacombs you need a divine weapon, and that is what most guides and people will tell you to get, and when I first played the game I spent a lot of my time getting green titanite and shit to get a divine claymore, but there's an incredibly easy option, and remember that occult club that you were given in Anne Orlando? Well, all you need to do is take it to Andre and then go to modify your weapon and then just turn it back into a divine club, and there you go, there's your divine weapon, and it will 2-hit kill any of the skeletons in the Catacombs. So that is your divine weapon sorted. It's the only place where you need a divine weapon, and the game just gives you one, and everybody looks over this. So there you go, that's your divine weapon, absolutely sorted, you don't need to worry about it. So yeah, you return back to Firelink and you go to where Framped is, and then what you want to do is you want to just go to the graveyard, which we came to in the first video, and then you want to run down to the end of it and down the stairs. That will lead you to the Catacombs. Now, in this video Stephen isn't available, and I figured that we haven't released a video in quite a while, so to keep the pace up it'll just be me doing it today. I hope he doesn't mind. I don't think he will, given the circumstances, but yeah, I guess we'll get on with it. There's a lot of great items in the Catacombs, and there is a few crystal lizards as well. So as always, we'll be getting all of them. So you want to make sure your occult club is equipped, and you can just club your way through all these fucking skeletons. Remember, if you don't have a divine weapon, killing the skeletons won't kill them. It'll only kill them for a short period of time, until you kill the necromancer that is reviving them. So yes, you don't need a divine weapon at all so long as you kill all the necromancers, but it just makes your life a lot easier, and when the game gives you a divine weapon there is absolutely no excuse not to have one. Now, these skeletons will drop the falchion or the red and white round shield. I think they might drop the scimitar as well sometimes, but you can get these weapons in other places. What else? So yeah, I mean, here is where the first bonfire is, so obviously you want to rest at the bonfire and you want to turn that crank because that opens up a door later on. What else? Okay, so we're just attuning our magic and stuff. I'm just quickly checking my notes here. Yeah, okay, we're fine. So yeah, I'm just taking I think I took combustion there. It was either combustion or you know, the constant fire one. Can't remember what it's called currently. But yeah, okay, so we'll just continue on. The skeletons have been reset, but that's fine. Look, hit, and they're down. It's incredibly easy. I think if you do the R2 jumping attack, it'll 1-hit kill them. Probably see that later on. Now, the Catacombs can be quite tricky to new players. If you're an experienced player, you'll know that you can literally get through this place in like a minute just by jumping down things, but there's a few important things to note when you want to get all the items and things like that. So for the Catacombs is also where you'll meet Patches for the first time, and you need to be careful what you do with him. We actually slightly mess it up here, so you want to do it differently from what we do it. We just don't get the absolute best thing we can get off him. You can get a shitty soul packet, or you can get a twin humanities, and we get the soul packet option. So yeah, just keep going through here. Now, to your right here will be the Lucerne, but obviously we want to take care of the skeletons first. That one guy isn't bothering, but yeah, here's the Lucerne. Lucerne's basically a halberd that does thrusting damage, so it gets the bonus from the, I think it's the Hornet Ring, or the Leo Ring, I'm not sure what one it is. Although it gets the ring that improves your thrust damage, it gets the bonus from it, so yeah, so that's the first item, and still plenty more to go. notable loot is the miracle Tranquil Walk of Peace, which is one of my favourite miracles in the game. It's not incredibly useful, but it's a lot of fun in PvP. If you go to my Shotel Shenanigans video, you'll see me use it. There's also the Great Scythe, which is also definitely the best weapon in the game. By far, like, indisputably. It's just unbelievable. It's just great in like every single way. So there we go, there's the first soul packet of the Catacombs. Now, to mention here that you can come down here right at the beginning of the game if you're feeling ballsy and kill Pinwheel to get some quick souls straight away if you can run past all the enemies and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's not recommended for new players because you're probably going to have a hard time, but if you know what you're doing, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't do that. Now I think this may be one of the few areas in the game where you don't get a huge bonus from having the Ring of Fog on. It doesn't seem to give you make a big deal about things. Apparently the Ring of Fog just means that those skulls just don't explode though, so that is something that we noticed. Normally if you get close to those skulls they'll blow up, but the Ring of Fog seems to, you basically need to be touching them for them to blow up, which is quite handy. So yeah, as you can see, the two-handed jump attack, or R2, because the R2 is just the jump attack, will one-hit kill the skeletons, so that's very handy to know. And you want to use this lever here to turn the spiky bridge. So venturing forward, you want to be careful for these statues, because spikes looking out of them, but I mean, it doesn't really do much. Even if you have no armour, they do almost no damage, so they're just really an inconvenience. So you just want to avoid them, but yeah, I mean, you can see I had to basically touch that skull for it to do any damage to me, and that is where another place where, I mean, there isn't a huge bonus because the skeletons don't seem to give a fuck about the Ring of Fog, but those floating skulls do, and it's good to have them just not blow up on you. So yeah, Ring of Fog wins again, and we highly recommend that you go and get it, where it's in our first Darkroot Gardens video. So there's another Necromancer just down here, so I almost fell off, but then he fell off, so that was lucky. Or not so lucky, skill, pure skill on my part. Anyway, you want to go through here first, before we venture on. We want to get the other, like, just go back and get everything kind of thing. So for some reason, oh yeah, I put the halberd on because it has the running downward thrust swing attack, so it makes it easier for killing these things, and I accidentally kind of fucked it up, and then I missed that crystal lizard, so I quit out and I come back and I get it this time. So yeah, sorry about that, but you know, you've only got one take. So this area I think leads up to where the bonfire is, I think, or no, it goes back to where that lever is for the turning the bridge. So yeah, so that's that crystal lizard, and that is, I think there's only 2 crystal lizards in this area, so I actually got them all, maybe. And watch out for all these stupid statues. So just climb back up here, and this should take you back to the lever that turned the bridge. Again, if I get anything wrong, try not to hold it against me. I mean, you can see it in the video, but remember I did record these about 2 months ago, probably longer at this point, so you know, I'm going on memory here, so I don't know exactly what I've done. So just re-equipping the Divine Club so as to deal with any of the skeletons and not having them come back on us. Obviously having a Divine Weapon is helpful for when you're doing Gravelord Nito, because he does summon 4 skeletons, so it's kind of like the whole Capra Demon thing again, and you kind of want to take care of them first before you fight Nito. I mean, you can just tank Nito, but I mean, it is easier just taking care of them, you know, because it's annoying getting peppered with shitty small attacks and getting your poise broke, etc. So just, you know, whatever. Anyway, so here we are, more skeletons. Watch out, because they do bleed damage on you, but not quite as much as other enemies, thank fuck. But yeah, so more soul packets. Again, it's just more skeletons. And I'm pretty sure this one skeleton gave me a lot of hassle for some reason. It just kept blocking. Oh, thank fuck. That was so irritating. That even annoyed me, so I can't imagine how you must feel from that. I'm sorry. So we want to go through this door, but there's a lever that opens it. So we want to walk down here. And there should be a room with a lever in it. And a necromancer, actually. Let's just take care of him and push the lever to open the door. Now I'm pretty sure, I think it might be this set of stairs, don't quote me on it, we'll come back to it anyway, but down that set of stairs is where we will need to jump off to get to Vamus, which is the blacksmith that upgrades your weapons to fire. So here we are nearing the second bonfire right now, and again through these invisible walls. I mean, that one really didn't need to be here. I think it was a bit of a dick move again on parts of the developers, but whatever, we can deal with it. So heal up, and now we are going to what you want to do is you want to speak with Patches first here before before you do this. Now what happens is you'll speak to him and then you'll go onto the bridge and he'll turn it around. When you speak to him, it'll ask you a question. It'll ask you if you're a cleric and you say no. Regardless of what you, it's just beneficial to just say no, because you want Patches as a vendor. I don't know why anyone wouldn't. So
how are you then?
Yeah,
I sort of lost my way. Yes. But
here's his dialogue.
I didn't touch any levers. No, not me. Very peculiar, isn't it? Wait, did something happen to you? Hey, don't look at me like that. I'm Trusty Patches, the one and only. Everything's good with us, eh? Oh, come on. Take it.
Now, if you talk to him before you go on the bridge, which is what you should have done, and then said no to being a cleric, when you come back he'll give you twin humanities and not the soul packet, so just bear that in mind. So he won't turn the bridge anymore after this, and
come on now, what exactly
then what you do
You're not making
is
sense, my friend.
you then just, push the lever yourself and turn the bridge over. So just to reiterate, talk to Patches first if you want the twin humanities, and then answer no to being a cleric, because if he thinks you're a cleric he'll end up attacking you, and then you have to do a whole, it's just so much, it's more difficult to get him to become a vendor later on, and he's a very useful vendor. So you want to jump down onto that little platform here, and then you want to come in here, and then that is where you get the Great Scythe, which is, like I said, the best weapon in the game. So yeah, I don't really know what I was doing here, but yeah, apparently I didn't want to jump down there for a reason. So there's jumping down there leads to it's like a platform underneath, and it cuts out a bit of the level. So jumping down there does cut out a bit of the level technically, but I wanted to show you how to get to the area legitimately. So just don't jump down there. It really doesn't matter. I'll explain where that leads to, but it just doesn't lead here, obviously. So I'm going to go back to the bonfire, and then we're going to continue on doing the legitimate layout of the level, because obviously I want to make sure you know where to get all the different loot is, where all the different bits of loot are. Let's not get bogged down in semantics, let's just continue on. And for some reason I've stopped outside the bonfire, not bonfire, fog gate. Really tripping over my words right now, but yeah, here we go. So this is where we get a few interesting items, and I'll explain about them when it comes to it. So obviously, I mean, just to make a point, you see the stats that I'm at. As far as I'm aware, I think I'm about level 60ish at this point, and really that isn't very high. And due to the equipment that we've chosen, the build that we've went with, how we've upgraded our weapons, there's really no enemy in the game at this point which is going to give us much hassle, aside from the crystal enemies in Seath's area. Everything else is really going to be a walk in the park. But we do upgrade our armour later on. We show you where you can go. Again, we use Twinkling Titanite armour just because we believe that Twinkling Titanite armour is just generally better. It's just easier to use. It's much easier to upgrade because all you need is souls, and you can buy Twinkling Titanite and don't need to farm Titanite slabs and things like that. So with Twinkling with Twinkling Titanite sets, you can get the most out of your armour 100%. You know you can upgrade them fully. But with non-Twinkling Titanite, just don't bother with it. I mean, you can, obviously, whatever works for you, but this is just what we like to go with, how we play the game. And when it comes to this, there's almost no right or wrong, because you get to a certain point with your armour and your weight and your rolling, which you're happy with, and so what, I mean, really, as long as you're happy, really, we are very happy using the upgraded Crimson Robes, getting a 25% roll. That's good for us. Now, once you cleared out those enemies here, a big guy will jump down, but they're really no hassle whatsoever. Chaos Pyromancy was so helpful later on. Now here we got the Darkmoon Seance ring. Now what this ring does is, when we're wearing it and we go down to Darkmoon Tomb in Anor Londo, that's the bonfire at the bottom of the spinning bridge thing. When you're wearing that ring, you'll then open the door, which will lead to the Gwendolyn boss fight, and of course the Darkmoon Covenant. So keep that in mind if you want to do that. We'll be showing you what the Covenants are in the Covenant guide. Once we've released all these videos, we'll do a Covenant guide, just so we can, you know, clear up all the rest of the things. Now that I'm thinking about it, we may even do like a what enemies drop thing. No. Anyway, so you went through that hole in the wall, and you went up the stairs and killed the Necromancer, and that's where you get Tranquil Walk of Peace. Obviously you can see what I've done there, so I know I've been rambling on a little bit, but as long as you can see it, that's the main thing. And I just explained it there. So this leads you back to essentially the first area, like just after the first bridge that you go across. So we're also going to need to go back, but that's very, very easy. So you don't need to worry about the difficulty or anything like that. It's not going to be an issue. So I think what I do is I just run past all the enemies. It really is. I mean, it's just showing that you can just run past all of them. They're really not much of an issue. And I get a really quite a lucky jump here, I think. Oh no, it wasn't lucky. It was fine. But then he jumps back down, but I just run back to the bonfire. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Just remember what I said about patches, just as we're here. Just talk to patches first. Say no to being a cleric. Go on the bridge for like 2 seconds. Run back off. The bridge will turn. Speak to him. And then you'll get the twin humanities. And it'll make your life a lot easier later on if you say no to being a cleric. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, because I mean obviously you want the humanity more than like the soul packet. The soul packet's like a 200 soul packet. You kill one enemy, you got it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm thinking maybe we should do a video about what equipment enemies drop. That might be useful. Although I do talk about if enemies drop anything that you can't get elsewhere, I mention it. Because I mean no one wants to go through trying to get something specific off an enemy that they can just pick up. But if an enemy drops something that only they drop, that's when I'll talk about like, okay, this is what you get. Such as only being able to get the pickaxe off the infested barbarians, and only be able to get the man serpent greatsword off the man serpents, that kind of thing. And I don't think I've missed out anything. I spent like hours making sure I worked out what everything dropped if you couldn't get it elsewhere. And I really hope I've not missed anything, and I mean I really hope I haven't. But you can see like I used a fireball there to kill them, but they just came back because the necromancer that controls them isn't dead. So yeah, I mean you can see that that's what happens, and it's really it's a pain. So now we are cracking on. We've got all the items so far, and yeah, I think I show you the shortcut later on. I really hope I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Anyway, so remember when I set the thing, like that hole, which I said that you could fall down, which would lead to here after the Great Scythe? This is the area that you'll fall into. I think you actually fall into the little hallway just before this area, but this is where you'll appear. Now here we are, there's a Titanite demon, and behind him is a few of the item Eye of Death. Obviously you can get the Eye of Death off the basilisks, but here's where you get Eye of Death as well. But yeah, this Titanite demon was a lot easier than I thought. I'm pretty sure I kill it straight away. Using the Ring of Fog, that was really irritating as well, because if I didn't move I'd still probably have hit it, but I think I still hit it. Don't know what I'm trying to do here really. Maybe I do it now. Come on. Ah. I'm getting so annoyed right now. Clearly I'm determined to do this. Yes, 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 come on. Ah, there we go. Now don't even kill it. Pro moves, resolve them here first. So also I'm just going to use some more broken pyromancy to kill it. I don't even think that you're really meant to have fully upgraded pyromancy at this point, but obviously using the soul farming technique, you know, you can. So here we go, we've got the Eye of Death. And now, take a point here, I've always pointed out where you can join covenants, but this here, you can nestle in the coffin, like it says, and if you lie in there for like 30 seconds, you'll get taken to the boss room of Gravelord Nito. And as long as you've not killed Gravelord Nito, you can join his covenant. His covenant's a weird one, we'll explain it in the video, but that is how you get basically that's how you get the Gravelord Greatsword, which is kind of cool, and you get the Gravelord Greatsword Dance, which is a really awesome miracle that basically nobody uses, so if you ever see it in PvP, you're like, ah, cool. But yeah, you can also get it right at the beginning of the game, so that's another thing you can do. So we're just going to carry on. Again, I accidentally killed it using the halberd, so I need to kill it again. Now you don't want to fall through the floor here because it will lead to you getting attacked by a Black Knight, so we're just going to you know, do it properly here. Although we do want to come back to killing the Black Knight, but we're just going to keep going on right now. So here's the necromancer that has been controlling all these skelly bros. Now in earlier patches of the game, I have no idea what the fuck was going on with the camera at this point, and I was so scared, but yeah, right where that necromancer was, there was a little ring of light similar to the miracle resonance signs that you will see strewn throughout the game at this point, so long as you're playing the game using the latest patch. But that is one of like 2 areas in the game that you ever see this, and nobody knew what the fuck it done. For some reason in the PS3 version there was just that one ring of light there. Anyway, so we're going to go back and we're going to kill that Black Knight. Now I think I tried to be cool and drop through the floor and try to drop attack it. I think I might hit it, I'm not sure. And I don't, I completely miss, but that's fine. Now he's got the Black Knight Great Axe, and I think he can drop it. I'm pretty sure all the Black Knights can drop the weapons that they're wielding. I'm pretty sure that is how it works. And so, I mean, if you want to get the Great Axe, then, you know, this is a good place to get it. Obviously, you can farm the Black Knight weapons out the kiln of the first flame when you get to that point in the game. So, yeah, whatever. But anyway, he gives you a white Titanite chunk, which I'm pretty sure is guaranteed. Didn't get the axe, but that's fine. So obviously down here you can see a whole bunch of bone wheel skeletons, but that's not what we're going to be doing yet. We are going to be going to Vamos, and this is how you do it. So we're just going to homeward bone back to that bonfire, because there's no point in running all the way back up there, and we can just do this. Luckily we had, I think there's one homeward bone left, so we're going to buy more when we get to Vamos anyway. But yeah, so here we are, we're back here, and we are going to run down. Of course, on the subject of shortcuts, there is like a whole bunch of them. There's like one giant shortcut. You can basically just jump down like straight to the bottom. You also need to use one of these shortcuts to, like, you can jump down onto this bridge from being quite high up, and then you can just jump down to just before the Titanite demon area, and then you can just jump down even further. But yeah, now that you've killed the necromancer, or all of them by this stage, you can just use your normal weapon to kill the skeletons and they won't regenerate. So that's good to know. Now follow this area. Again, this is the stairs that I said, like, you have to go down to open up the gate. So the necromancer should be in one of these rooms, or there should be a room to your right where the necromancer was. And we're going to carry down this rocky spiral staircase, and we're going to carefully jump off the edge to the platform down below. Now you can't really see it, so if you want you can maybe turn up the contrast in your TV, you might be able to see it then. But so there's a green Titanite. Now this is an important thing to remember. This is the first green Titanite that you can get in the game if you decide to run down here. So the game actually gives you just enough stuff where you can upgrade your weapon to +5 and then upgrade it to a fire weapon. So it is very possible to just come down straight here at the beginning of the game, get the great scythe, get kill pinwheel obviously, but get the great scythe, and then you can just upgrade your weapon to a fire, whatever weapon it is that you want to be fire, like right at the beginning of the game. So you know, you could have a fire great scythe right at the beginning of the game, and it really does. Weirdly, because fire weapons need to be upgraded to +10. Having a fire great scythe is actually only really useful up until before Sens anyway. I know that I had to upgrade it. Plus a fire weapon is just useless against Quelag, so that's important to keep in mind. But I'm just repairing equipment right now just because we can. We've got quite a few souls just floating about. And so we're upgrading the claymore to a fire claymore. There we go, easy as that. And then I think we upgrade it a little bit more. I think we get to claymore +4, I think. Oh no, just +2, whatever, that's fine. And then we buy some more homeward bones, and I think I then show you the shortcut, and then it's off to kill pinwheel, and that is the video. So 10 seems to be enough. I think I was arguing with Stephen over the amount that we buy, and just showing that he sells some bolts as well, so yeah. So we're going to homeward bone back again, back to the bonfire. That's it. Got there in the end. So we're just resting here, and now we are going to show you how to get the summon for pinwheel. Not that you need it, and technically he makes pinwheel harder. It is Paladin Leroy, but now I don't think we need to summon Paladin Leroy to get his armor later on. You just need to fight him later on, but I guess he helps with the bone wheel skeletons if they're somehow giving you a problem, because you can just run past them anyway. But it's just to show you that, I mean, to be fair, if you want to do the run right at the beginning to get the fire weapon, you probably want to summon Paladin Leroy. But yeah, as you can see, there's the first bridge that you go across. So you can run across that first bridge and then just jump down onto this bridge. Oh no, wait, you can't do that because the bridge wouldn't have been turned at this point. So what you can actually do is you can run off the first bridge and you can jump down. Oh no, you can jump down to this bridge. You can run off the first bridge, jump down onto this, then jump down onto this, and then you can just jump down onto that platform there. So that is the shortcut. So you go off the first bridge onto that bridge because it's Patches that turns it over the first time because it... so first bridge, second bridge, down to here, and then just jump down onto this platform. And that's where Paladin Leroy is, again, assuming that you're human. So there's a couple of other items that are like on the platform underneath, which you need to like carefully drop down to. Paladin Leroy's just going to take care of the bone wheel skeletons. So he's just like a beautiful meat shield at this point. But here we've got the Holy set, which is obviously the starting armour for the cleric. At this point in the game, it's so useless. It's just not good. And so I just wait here for him to take care of most of the skeletons. He does like insane damage because Grant has like... I think Grant has the highest base attack for any weapon in the game. That may be the Demon Great Axe, so I'm not too sure. But I know that Grant can go up to... Grant is the name of his hammer, by the way. But yeah, Grant can go up to like insane amounts of attack. So yeah, here he is. Didn't take very much damage, but here we're off to the pinwheel boss room. So it does that stupid thing where it makes you take like a little bit of damage before you actually go into it, but not enough for it to possibly be an issue. Now the trick to dealing with pinwheel is to just get your weapon with the highest attack and then just fucking run for him, bum rush the bastard, and then just attack, and he'll die because he has so little health. And there's Paladin Leroy just getting caught in the geometry and some shit. The AI's just being a dick. But here we go. So off to the boss fight. Don't know why I made such a big deal about this. I'm pretty sure Paladin Leroy can 1 or 2 hit kill pinwheel anyway. It's really not difficult to. With a +5 lightning halberd, you'll near enough 1 hit kill him anyway. So they make such a big deal about pinwheel, and I think that pinwheel had the potential to be a really good boss. If you don't kill him quick enough, I guess he can kind of overwhelm you, maybe if you're a shit player. But obviously to that I just say get good, faggot. But anyway, so I mean look how much damage one fire whip done. And heal up, and then I just hit him again. It would actually have been more worth my while to just bum rush him with the halberd, but you can see Fire Whip is actually incredibly powerful and very underrated, because like I've mentioned before, if Fire Whip gets interrupted, so long as they get hit with a tiny bit of Fire Whip, it's still going to do the same amount of damage. Now Pinwheel will drop 1 of the 3 masks and Patches will sell the other 2. Well, we sell all 3 of them, but Patches can get them. You can also grind the masks off them as well. Like you fight Pinwheel as a normal enemy later on and you can get the masks off them, but it's just easier to go with Patches really, because who likes grinding, do you know what I mean? No one. So to get another secret little item, which I've discovered whilst doing this, is you come along here and there's another soul packet, which you can actually see if you look back and up, which literally in all the time I've played this game I've never looked back and up. What do you know? You also get the Rite of Kindling off Pinwheel as well, which means you can kindle bonfires to +20. And yeah, so I mean that is pretty much the Catacombs, and that is every item, every soul packet, and there's nothing, any enemy drops that I haven't told you about. So yeah, now we're just getting ready for the Tomb of the Giants, and by this point you should have 14 intelligence and the Ulasil Catalyst and Cast Light. So yeah, Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was helpful, and we're going to kick fuck out of Tomb of the Giants in the next video. So yeah, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in part 16. Bye.